future consequence blindness. And again, the first couple, the fear thing was easy to find out. The pressure thing was easy to find out. The lack of awareness was easy to find out, and the lack of concentration. But these two, excuse me, the diminishing the risk, that was pretty difficult to find out. It took a few years to say, hey, these guys are saying it's only, or it's just. That's why they're getting hurt, because we're kidding ourselves to go ahead. This other one took another couple of years, future consequence blindness. What was happening, we found? The guys were doing a good job. They would finish it, make the place safe, tidy the workplace, and put the tools away. So that was good short term. But what they weren't doing was, in some instances, they weren't thinking a month, 6 months, a year ahead. And 6 months later, when people came to this job, for whatever reason it was, they opened it up, and bang, it hurt them. Let me give you 2 examples. A guy was working on a job, and is obviously the usual thing in our industry. The guy was told to stop that, make it safe, go over there, and do something more urgent. So he did so, made it safe, but instead of putting all the tools away, because he knew he would be coming back, there were 2 special tools he needed, and he put them inside 2 scaffolding tubes. Now, you don't need to be a genius to work out what's going to happen. He went away, worked on this job, it took longer than they thought, went into dinner time, went to bed, and the next morning he was put on another job. Tools were still there. 3 weeks later, scaffolder comes along and takes a scaffolding tube. Now, you know good practice, you should look inside before you pick it up. They didn't. Picked up the scaffolding tube. This tool, 30 feet down. Luckily, no one there. But if it had hit someone, it would have really damaged them. So, look, if I leave this tool here, what's going to happen? What could happen? You know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ahead. The other one was to do a particular job with certain pipes. The guys had to change the pipe to get the job done. Good people, good risk assessment, everything else perfect. They had to change the pipe work to get this job done properly. They didn't amend the drawings. They didn't amend the drawings. A year later, when the other crew people went to do this job, the drawings and the pipes didn't tie up. Now, luckily, sensible, stop the job, figure out, great big fuss and bother, trace back this line, where does it go to? So, do you see what I'm saying? If that had been a hydrocarbon line or a chemical line, what were they doing? If we change this, what's going to happen? So all we're saying is, behaviorally, am I going to hurt people next week or next month or next year by doing this? Is the label right? Is the label going to wash off in the rain? Is this thing going to get dirty? Is that valve going to get what's going to happen in 6 weeks, a month's time? Now, it's a kind of, I put it right at the end, it's a small one, but a couple of accidents are happening because guys are not thinking far enough ahead. There's another silly one, I'll just share it with you. This organization needed a big piece of thick glass for some kind of screen, and it was as big as this square here, like this. Great big thick half-inch plate of glass, and it was well packed between 2 big layers of wood. And you know, I don't know where you work, but in most factories they mark out the walkway in yellow or green lines. Okay, there's a walkway, but there was a flight of stairs over there. So the walkway's like this. This big crate with the glass in it was put there, well off the walkway, out of the way, but the stairs are over there. What's going to happen? The guys started walking over this piece of wood to the stairs. They didn't follow the route. When they opened this crate up, the glass was broken. The glass was shattered. After about 3 or 4 weeks when they needed it, they opened it up and the glass was broken. So, hey, should I leave this here? What will happen if I leave this here? People will walk over it.